Hey everyone, quantlabs.net. 3 questions came in, 3 separate emails from the same person. So I'm merging them all into one and going through them, and I think these first two are the same. Question is, I'm very interested in joining your elite community, but based in South Africa. This means that timing differences will make it impossible for me to join the live webinar. We get people from all over Asia, Europe, South America, Australia, South America, which is pretty well close to local to North America, obviously. So if we change the times for one, then we'll, unfortunately, others won't be able to come. So we always try to keep it fair. But we've done a survey. People like this time and this particular day. It looks like we're going to stick with it. Same processes we chose for our Monday nights as well for our other meetup stuff. Is there a way I would be able to get the benefits of the webinar? I'm currently, let me mention this. Everything that we do privately gets recorded. So if you've, the course I'm going to show you, all of the different lessons have been recorded, and there's an associated webinar video playback for that. So you really don't get to miss anything. The only real thing is that you will miss out on the Q&A, and it's one of the big values of this. I'm currently getting up to speed with Python. Have you previously automated trading experience and have been trading following markets for years? I've been following markets for 10 years. I've written 2 separate trading systems, one in MATLAB, another one in .NET, with very, very mixed results. The challenge is with the MATLAB, it can be fairly slow. MATLAB's a very good, powerful platform for researching. You can extend a lot of what you write in the scripts in M language, move it into production. The problem is not everybody out there in the masses I'm talking about can afford MATLAB, because the solutions that I was looking at were running up into thousands of dollars that most people can't afford. Also .NET, I'm kind of moved off of .NET and Windows just due to Windows 10 and the forced update thing, trust issues, security issues with Windows. So I'm basically blowing up the house and starting again. That's a decision I made at the end of 2015, going into Linux, Mac, and with Python as well, just out of experimentation on top of trying to hit, again, the masses for those newbies in this process of so-called automated trading. And also Python's a pretty simple, I won't say simple, but it's one of the easier languages to learn, meaning that they're teaching 8-year-olds how to learn from Python. Given my experience, how long do you think it would take to get me up to speed? I just did a tutorial with somebody with, I believe, not a whole lot of programming experience. He's a former trader. Talking to him and many others in his boat, there are a lot of retail traders, a lot of ex-traders coming out of industry institutions. I just put up a posting yesterday on it about mass layoffs in banks, hedge funds, anywhere really. And the competition is very fierce now, because Goldman Sachs, where even CEO Lloyd Blankfein says that Goldman Sachs is now a technology company. No longer a bank, no longer a trading company. They are a technology company, which means that if you're getting into trading, you are getting to a point now where retail traders that are trading as a human are getting squeezed out of the market because of automation. So everyone's realizing that. More and more articles from Bloomberg and the like are coming out of that, and realizing that if you want to stay in the world of trading, you need to be able to learn about automation trading. It's very fierce now to stay in the business, and I would even say within a few years it's going to be very fierce competition just to make money at it. And it's retail traders are going to get squeezed out, even if they use the retail trading platforms like you said here, MQL, MetaTrader. So I see in the next few years that will change things. It's going to be too much competition and blah blah blah. It's just a lot of people are going to get squeezed out, and those are going to be the same crowd that will be following the steps of probably Quant Start, Quantopian, because they're not learning under the hood mentality as I'm trying to build and have people understand that philosophy. And if you watch my tutorial video of this person earlier today, part of that video I explained that, and he gets it. So the key here is to be really, really motivated, and if you're highly motivated, you'll not only survive in this business, but you'll thrive and you'll do very, very well. Now in terms of trading experience, I'm like no different. You know, I've had some success, lots of failure, and I'm constantly relearning courses and trying to find ways to take the bits and pieces out of those courses. I'm actually, because my community is so big now, I'm getting real world traders coming to me with really winning strategies that they're using from a human discretionary point of view. They want them automated. So I'm going to actually go to some of these traders from years ago and trying to automate those strategies now that I'm building out a solid framework, both in C++, which none of these retail traders I would expect to get to, but the Python is definitely a good route to use for automated trading. Now, this next question you have here about, I like to do fully automated trading system based on machine learning. I'm still kind of trying to find out the term machine learning. Is it the same stuff that I've been doing all this time, just under a different definition? There's a lot of different techniques to forest this network, what do they call it, neural net, all that stuff. I've taken a look at these, and what really, I don't want to say bothers me because I don't really know, but what I'm seeing is the techniques that I'm using from just general trading, from real world traders, some that are highly profitable in the, dare I say, 6-7 digit figure, with machine learning, that the results that they use based upon retail discretionary trading that they use can be applied for automation. Meaning, does the machine learning, does the highly advanced mathematical quant give you the same results as the simpler discretionary trading techniques enable you? So are they any better with machine learning, any better with advanced quant? So I'm trying to determine that, but I'll get to that bridge in the next probably couple of months, most likely longer than that, probably 6 months or a year, to really come back to it, to really understand machine learning. Okay, woo, that's a lot. So now we talk about the infrastructure would be for such a system. What I want to show, if you come to my website, I do this all the time now for people, and I've been talking to quite a few people that are coming out of the world of discretionary trading. If you come into, let me just see here, any of these that says something with a date on it, it's going to say sorry Quant Leap members. I just come here under brand new, and this will take you to this course series here. And basically, when you ask about Python and infrastructure, I've broken up this course series into exactly that. Three strategies, two of which are going to be more talking like a trader, less technology, and the first two are about trading infrastructure. So this course and this membership gives you access to not just this set of source code in Python, but I've got tons of others in MATLAB, R, and .NET. So all the stuff that I've worked on and I mentioned, all of those systems are based upon that stuff, and you can use it. But if you're new at the world of programming or even technology, I think you should stay on the path of Python. Thus, I created this course. Now, as I said, for infrastructure, the very first one is this, what I call trading infrastructure building blocks. And that basically will walk you through all the steps that I've created to build out a trading system, basic components using Python, and moving ahead to build out better technology components instead of using Python because it can be not as stable, I guess you could say, but using other ones like C++ or Java. But you can do the basic execution in Python, but there's other options as well depending upon your operating system and based upon your technology knowledge. And really what it comes down to is your drive. So there is that. Watch this particular video, walk you through all those steps. And we're just coming out of that phase. We're just starting this phase here on the very first phase to take all that code from that building block infrastructure phase and then using that in the first phase for building out, as an example, as a role model, algo pair trading arbitrage for equity. And then again, as I said, we got two other phases. We've got one on options and futures, and then we got another one for Forex using macroeconomic views. So these two will be less technology, more trading, and the right kind of trading, I think, from what I'm using and what I'm seeing out there. Okay, so that answers the infrastructure question. As I understand, very large IT investment and trading using exceptionally low spreads is required for success in HFT, high frequency trading. If you're new at the world of trading, if you are coming from a very low volume of capital, do not even think about HFT. That is a very, very expensive endeavor. That's why I stay with Python, because I'm just a schmuck, just like everybody else out there. And these large investment technology and low spread is correct. But the market's changing. Automation trading is changing as well. And there are tons of opportunities out there with automation at whatever slower frequency. It is very possible to make money at it. But what we're showing you here is, and as I said, the infrastructure building blocks, and we're giving you the example code scripts to build off of, to build your own trading scripts and including the infrastructure to leverage off of that. Ooh, that's a lot. So I'm hoping that that's already answered. Now, this question is kind of hard to answer. Just due to the fact of how long will it take to build an indie business that makes $100 US per annum upfront with US 20K US dollars. That is a good question. I get that all the time. It's very hard for me to say if you even will make a dollar over 20K. Again, it depends upon how you succeed with what you learn from this material. Again, it depends upon how innovative you are in building out your own trading scripts. So it's very hard for me to gauge and say, yeah, you'll make X amount of dollars with this amount of investment using this technology. Everything comes down to you and what you're capable of. I'm just showing you a roadmap to get you started. From there, it's up to you. And out of that, these strategies I speak of, the pair trading, arbitrage, options, Forex. I'm not saying you can make oodles of money. I'm not saying you'll lose. It's very difficult because these are all new strategies. I have tested this one against the markets, against a down market, and consistently it's been up at least 10-15%. So I can say that based upon how this strategy works. And there is source code for this in the world of equities and pair trading and arbitrage. And it's exactly as you mentioned, spread trading. That's pretty well what it is. So I'm hoping that kind of answers all these questions for you. If there's been any delays, I've just been getting slammed left and right in so many ways. But I'm hoping this answers these questions, and more to come, I'm sure. Talk to you later.